On today's video, I got a set of irons that I think are really a player's iron disguised as a game improvement iron. Today, we're taking a look at the brand new G440s from PING. These things are absolutely beautiful. They are packed with technology. They are long, they are forgiving, they feel amazing. They may be the full package. On today's video, we're out here at Carrollwood Country Club. We're gonna play 6 holes of golf. I've got an over-under here today of even par. That's gonna be the bellwether if we can play some good golf with these ones. First, let's take a closer look. All right, here's your closer look. I've got 7-iron in hand, and I think they've done a really good job at PING of creating an iron that is absolutely more forgiving and more game improvement feeling, but by looks, it doesn't look overly chunky and thick. You've got a fair amount of offset there, and it does progress through the set, but I don't think it looks visually too distracting at all. The top line is a little thicker as well, but they've done a great job of beveling that, so again, it doesn't feel too thick up top. Now, again, this is the 7-iron, and at address, you're not gonna see the back of this club. Really, you don't start to see it until about the 5-iron in this set. So it looks, again, more players-like at address. Now, PING has created a new thinner face here, which is gonna give you more of that trampoline effect, more MOI, and all around, they say, make shots more forgiving. The other forgiveness aspect that PING has done since the beginning, when Carsten was making clubs out of his garage, is create perimeter weighting, and there is a ton of mass here towards the toe and towards the sole of this club to help get the ball up in the air quicker and really help with those errant shots more, especially the low ones, which there's no doubt in my mind I will hit a couple of those here today. Now, the frame of this club, and what you can't see inside, they call it pure flex. They do notate it here on the badging, but what that does is, again, provides more of a trampoline effect to just give you increased ball speeds, and again, more forgiveness. That's what these clubs are all about. Another signature of PING is this cutout here at the hosel. This is so it's easier to bend clubs. They were, again, the first manufacturer to ever consider the lie angle of a golf club in any significant way, and they really led the charge in terms of custom fitting since the beginning. So a beautiful package from PING here. I've got it paired with a KBS Tour 120 stiff shaft. I can't wait to test them out. Let's see if we can go low with these bad boys today. All right, so we're gonna be teeing off of the silver tees, the senior tees here today at Carrollwood. This first hole is a par 4 uphill. It's a shorter hole, about 330 from this tee box. I'm into the wind. I've got 5-iron in hand because I don't want to leave myself an awkward second shot. If we're too close, it can be difficult because the lowest club in my bag here today is a pitching wedge. I've got 4 through wedge. Here we go. Let's go low. That is a very fine feeling shot off of this club. I think I may have tried to cut a little too much off this hole, so we're gonna find ourselves in the rough, but let me tell you, the feel coming off the face of this one and the sound is exceptional. Last year we had the blueprint irons. I thought the feel of those was incredible. Those, of course, are a forged iron, while these G440s are a cast club, and for a cast club, they feel as buttery as about any forged blade I've ever tried. Excellent, excellent job. Seems to be a ton of distance and great peak height there as well. Let's see if we can get that second shot in tight. All right, so I did try to cut off a little bit too much on this hole, but we've got a great angle in at it. I've got 129 and we got the distance right, so that should be a nice pitching wedge for me. Now, the pitching wedge in this set sits at 43 degrees. You've got a 7-iron at 29 degrees, and you've got your 4-iron down at 19 degrees. That's a pretty pressed loft, but when you're getting peak height like we just saw, we should still have some stopping power. We're gonna test it here early. We're also gonna test turf interaction. Now, another thing about these clubs that I really liked just by eye visually is the fact that you've got a ton of sole relief here towards the back of this club, but also the sole in general is not super chunky and thick, which should make it really roll through some of these tougher lies a little bit easier, get us some better turf interaction. Let's see what happens here. This lie's a little thinner. Uphill, 129, pitching wedge in hand. Should be a nice smooth wedge for me. Boy, that is right at the flag. It might be a little long. I did catch that a touch thin, but man, these things are forgiving. Out on the range, I noticed off the toe and thin shots, these do really well. And it makes sense because you've got all this weight here down at the bottom, a lot of mass there at the toe. So very, very forgiving on the types of strikes that are my most often mishit shots. Low and off the toe. Pretty good result there. We might be off the green, but I think we can get up and down from there. So we talked about the lofts of these clubs. Now, that's the standard lofts. You've also got the option to have a more traditional lofted club or a power spec, which is about another 1.5 degrees stronger. So there are plenty of options here from PING. I think the regular lofts that I'm playing here today are going to be most suited for most people and are going to get ample distance. I think there's always kind of a slippery slope as they get too strong. These ones, I think right now, are just right. All right, we are just into the second cut here, but I still think I can put the flat stick on it. I'm not chipping so well lately, so it's going to give me my best chance at getting this one close. They say a bad putt beats a bad chip all the time, and that was almost in the hole. All right, let's see if we can steady the ship here though and get out of here with a par. Oh! Oh, not the start I wanted, but it's what we've got to work with. From almost birdieing a hole to walking away with a bogey has got to be one of the most frustrating things in golf. Got a chance here early though to get that stroke back. We got a par 3 and I am feeling extremely confident with these irons. I think we're gonna have chances, so we're gonna get the ball in the hole here eventually. All right, 160 on the button is the number right now. We still have a little wind in the face. 8 iron is gonna be my club. That pin is in a pretty good spot. Should be gettable. Center that green. Let's make it happen. Oh, the sound and feel is just so good. All right, so I expected to be on the green. We're actually off the green. This is where I landed, about 3 yards past the hole. Now we are on a downslope here, but we didn't quite get the grab I wanted, so I'm actually off this green. Now that's always gonna be the fear with these press loft irons, is you may not quite get the stopping power. We'll continue to test it here throughout the day because it does seem to be some good peak height, does seem to be a good descent angle. Might have just got a little unlucky there hitting the downslope, but like I said, we'll continue to test. Let's see if I can get up and down here. I do not want to start with 2 bogeys. Nope, didn't. That second guy always comes to play. All right, well, that's 2 bogeys in a row. We got some work to do. I think these irons have it in them. I have no doubt. We're gonna start hitting some greens and start getting some birdie putts. So PING did something really interesting in the long irons this year. From the 6 iron down, they've actually made the shaft 1/8 of an inch longer. That's going to promote, obviously, faster club head speeds, which will in turn lead to more ball speed and eventually more distance. So I'm gonna go 4 iron here, long par 5. Probably not gonna be reachable, to be quite honest, but let's see how far this one will go. Now, again, we're kind of against the wind, but I will measure it here and I'll measure it on the next hole where we've got the wind to see what the difference is. Now, 4 iron wise, my stock 4 iron is about a 205 club when it hit well. We'll see how this one stacks up. Oh, gosh. These long irons, they feel so good. That is dead middle of the fairway. And again, if I blindfolded myself, I would think I'm swinging a forged club. That's how good they feel. Really effortless in the long irons. I think that is the highlight of this set for me right now. So into this wind, we're well over the 200 mark. 218 is the number. That honestly is a country mile because we have a pretty stiff wind into us. It's going to be interesting to see what happens when we're going the other way. This next hole runs directly parallel, heading the opposite direction. That's gonna be fun. But 218, I will definitely take that. Let's see if I can crunch the numbers here for us. Again, I don't wanna have an awkward shot in. So we have 287. If I was to hit this, again, another 200-yard shot, I think it's a little too much. So I'm gonna opt here for a 6 iron, which should give us a nice full shot into this green, as long as we hit a good one. Oh man, so good. We're in position. All right, so we've got 116, that's the number. Don't have a gap wedge in this set, although it is available from PING. I've got a pitching wedge as my lowest club. So I'm gonna take some off of this. Again, we have the wind in our face, so I don't have to take a ton off, but I'm probably gonna hit about an 80% shot here, just focus on getting good contact. Just like that. That was really nice. Hopefully it's got the distance. Yeah, it's there. All right, so again, checking stopping power. Here's my pitch mark. And that one, obviously pitching wedge isn't gonna roll out too much. It rolled out about a yard there, I'd say, 3 feet. So again, it's not gonna stop on a dime like the blueprint irons would from PING, but I think it's gonna be passable for most of us out there. Let's see if we can roll this one in. I need to get another stroke back. This is a decent chance at it. Come on, keep breaking, keep breaking. Whew. Well, I don't think I can miss that one at least. That's our par. We're moving on to a medium length par 4. And again, I want to check that 4-iron distance, see what the maximum is out of this thing. Now we're going to have the wind behind our back. Let's have some fun. It's a good strike. Maybe not my best. I feel like it was slightly better on that other hole, but I think that's out there a long way. Let's go find out. All right, I think we got a new record here on this show. This ball, by the way, in the rough, but with the wind behind me, 4-iron in hand, that's like my 3-wood distance, 242. It's safe to say that the distance with the PING G440s is insane. I'm gonna have maybe one of those awkward distances again. Well, not horrible, 112. This time the wind's behind me, so I gotta take a little bit more off this swing. Let's see if we can get it even tighter. It's on a good line. Might be too much though, not bad. All in all, just extremely easy clubs to play. And when you have days like this, like I'm not really swinging at my best, really I've had these days probably for the last 2-3 weeks. I'm just not on my A game. It's nice to have a set of clubs like this that really feels effortless, and these do. They're packing a lot of punch in terms of distance, but the forgiveness is there too. It's really just the best of all worlds. Now there's another test that I think is really important, and that's the workability test, and we're gonna do that on the next hole. But let's see if we can get this ball in the cup first. Did I give it enough gas? Oh, I think I had the line. My speed's been kind of poor lately, and this is a lot more room than I wanted to have coming back. But it's a par. We've got another tough par 4, and then we're gonna end it with one last 4. Let's see if we can make 2 birdies and get us back to that even par number. Either way, these clubs are performing really spectacularly in my opinion, and can't wait to see what they do here on the workability test. So I mentioned up front in the show here that I really think this is a player's iron disguised as a game improvement iron, and one of the reasons I think that is because out on the range, I was trying to shape my shots, which I always do, just to test, you know, can I move that ball left and right? Can I go against my prevailing shot shape? These things are so easy to be able to fade, hit nice cut shots, hit the draws, hit them high, flight the shots down low. Really, really workable iron. We're gonna put it to the test here right now off the tee box, see if we can hit that fade. And if we do, we should be in good position to attack this pin. Right down the right side, that's where we want it. All right, it's crazy to do this, I think. I've got 176. I'm in perfect position after that tee shot, but I'm gonna take 9-iron here. This would normally be 7-iron for me all day, but with this wind behind us and the pop that these clubs have, I think I can get there. I might be crazy, but I'm gonna give it a shot. Oh, it's up there nice and high. It's drawing in. Is it up there? It is. And it's getting better. Gosh. Oh, this is what it must feel like to be on the PGA Tour. These guys hit 9 irons that far. For a mere mortal, this is a lot of fun. All right, this has to go in. If we're gonna hit our over-under, this is gonna be my best chance at it. 10 feet, gotta trust the putter here. We need it, but I was gonna originally hit an 8-iron there, and luckily that's a little slow play out here. I kind of rethought that through, and man, that was perfect. Absolutely perfect. And for the first time today, I'm actually gonna pull this flagstick out of here because I plan on making this one. I'm getting it to the hole. I will get it to the hole. I will get it to the hole. Break, 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 break. Oh. Well, the putter's been a little cold, but those irons are hot. We've got one more hole to hopefully get us closer. I don't think it's in the cards that we're gonna hit that over under, but maybe we can get a stroke closer. Either way, I have really enjoyed playing these irons. I'm gonna rank them here right after I hit my tee shot. And just like I have all day, we're gonna be off the tee really well here. All right, so we're just gonna lay up here into position. Again, I don't wanna leave myself an awkward shot, so I'm gonna go 5-iron here. That should give us a full shot into this green. All right, so as you know, I like to rank clubs on 5 criteria. First is distance. We know, without a doubt, it's a 5. In terms of forgiveness, unquestionably a 5, especially if you're like me and you hit those low toe strikes. These clubs really perform well all over the club face for that matter. When it comes to workability, this is really the biggest surprise for me here today. I saw it mostly on the range. I only tested it once or twice out here, but these clubs can be shaped nearly as good as the best player's iron out there. Very easy to work the ball left and right, right or left, and flight your shots as needed. In terms of aesthetics, looks, feel, and sound. Feel, again, absolutely incredible. Probably a 6 out of 5 in terms of a cast club when it comes to feel. In terms of sound, a nice crunch to it, so that's gotta be 5 out of 5 as well. The only little knock I'd give these clubs is they're gonna be a bigger form factor, but for the category they sit in, which again is more of a game improvement category, they've actually got kind of more players' looks with that thinner sole. All in all, looks is the only place I'm going to ding it here in aesthetics. I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5. When it comes to value, we know PING irons hold their value unlike any other. You can play these clubs for 4 or 5 years, and when it's time to trade them in, you're going to get top dollar for these ones. They're a little bit more expensive to start, but I think with the features and the performance you're getting out of them, completely worth it. All in all, again, for me, 4.5 out of 5 for value. That makes the score of these ones 96 points. I think that's at the top of the charts when it comes to game improvement clubs that I've tested on this show. These ones are incredible. I wish my short game was a little better today. I think I could have gone really low, but you cannot fault these irons one bit. There's a very good chance they'll be in my bag again tomorrow. All right, we've got one more shot to do it, and I'm gonna have to test workability one more time because I got a little tree I've got to skirt underneath. 125 is the number. I'm gonna keep it a little lower with a 9 iron. Let's see if we can get that elusive birdie here today. Kept it nice and low under that tree. We're just in front, a chip and a putt away. All in all, what's been really nice is I have not gotten myself into too much trouble today. Even my bad shots were not horribly, horribly bad. And you know, my good shots were pretty incredibly good. So these clubs just offer so much, and I've really just had a lot of fun playing them here today. One last test of the short game. Can we get it right? Oh, I kind of got robbed there. I thought that was going to roll out a little bit more. Not unhappy with the way I hit that one, but definitely a longer putt for par than I wanted. As I said, either way, whether this goes in or out, I've had a lot of fun with these clubs, and it hasn't been the clubs that let us down here today. One bit. Ugh, why would it drop? We haven't had one all day. I hope you enjoyed this one. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you back here next time on another edition of Let's Play Through.